Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Jennifer, and this video is about the Pisces new moon that occurs on February 20th, 2023, as well as the astrology, affirmations, and harmonies that go along with the astrology and that help us use our words and language to really call in the highest vibration and manifestation of these energies. And as I've said before, but it bears repeating, even though these videos are focused on a particular lunar cycle, the effects are timeless, because anytime you say the affirmations or contemplate upon them and listen to the frequencies, you are changing your own vibration, which then reverberates into your own world. So in this video, I will be focusing on the Pisces new moon and be going over the aspects included in the affirmations and harmonies. Now, there's one aspect that I wanted to talk about before I go into the rest, and that is an important grand cross that we will experience here in the United States between the current nodes at 6 degrees of Taurus Scorpio as they form a grand cross with the United States nodes at 6 degrees of Leo Aquarius. So this will definitely bring about outer events. I'm not sure how this will play out. We'll have to wait and see, but it is a turning point of some sort. And I wanted to mention it because it happens just a few days before this Pisces new moon. Since the United States has its south node in Aquarius, and this current transit is moving through the 11th house, there is a common theme between the 11th house and Aquarius. Obviously, Aquarius rules the 11th house. And this has to do with groups. It has to do with social causes. And through the South Node energy, it's a pattern that we are needing to relinquish. It's a pattern we need to drop in order to continue our journey to the destiny of the Leo North Node. So I feel that what is coming up at this time are issues around feeling bound to the community, to group thinking, to the current zeitgeist or narrative, whatever you want to call it. It's like I talked about in the Aquarius new moon video, the groove in the LP, the broken record that no longer serves us. And we've got to take that risk and break out of that repeating pattern in order to create a better future for ourselves and our world. So that's the common theme between the Aquarius South Node and the transit of the 11th house. In the same vein, we have a similar energy with the natal North Node in Leo and the current transit in the 5th house. So the 5th house and Leo share a common theme as well. And it has to do with leadership. It has to do with creativity, creative self-expression, a very strong will. And it's also the inner child. Leo is the inner child. So it is that part of us that is able to be spontaneous, to be uninhibited, to express ourselves without caring necessarily what the rest of the group thinks. So, I mean, when we think of children and how they can just spontaneously express themselves without caring who's around and who's watching them, but they're coming from a place of innocence. They're coming from a place of play and spontaneity, and this is a good thing. And I feel that this is something we also need to take into our roles as leaders in whatever way we express that in our lives. But since we are talking about the North Node, Leo is seen through a positive lens rather than a karmic one. So the energy of innocence, spontaneity, and childlike trust are exactly what we need in our leaders at this time. Now, another interesting thing about the United States North Node in Leo in the 8th house really symbolizes a light shining in the darkness. The 8th house is the realm of darkness, of mystery, of things that are hidden from us. It also addresses subjects that most people find or that label as taboo. They don't really want to know about these things, let alone face them head on and name them and process them. So there is a component that we cannot ignore that our nation carries, and that is shining a light in those dark places that we may not want to see, but we have got to see if we are going to move forward as one nation and be a beacon of light to the rest of the world as well, to be a leader, because we are, with a North Node in Leo, our destiny is to be a leader. And with this placement in the 8th house, we are literally and symbolically shining a light in the dark places where most people would rather not go or delve into. I also think it's really interesting that these 4 signs, the 4 fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio, represent the 4 guardians of heaven, the lion, the bull, the man, and the eagle. And I feel that what this could potentially mean is that the tendency seeking to kick up the past in an attempt to repeat it or have us remain in that broken record, this energy is going to be swept away. There's going to be some type of awakening, minor or major, I have no idea, but some type of awakening in which we will be able to break out of this old narrative and begin to really feed the North Node in Leo destiny. And with the Pisces new moon on February 20th, it's important to remember what Leo and Pisces have in common, and that is creativity. Leos are highly creative, and Pisces are very imaginative, and they have the capacity to dream a new world into being. So this Pisces new moon is going to be important for us to use that energy in a positive way by dreaming a new world into being. And as we dream, we can dissolve the karmic debris from our past. So those are the general energies for this Pisces new moon and the days just before it. The aspects that I will be addressing with the affirmations and frequencies are, I'll just go over those quickly here so you know what to expect. The first blend is going to be the Sun new moon with Neptune, because Neptune is the modern ruler of this Pisces new moon. Sun, new moon, and Saturn, because there is a conjunction of Saturn with this new moon. There is also a square from Sedna to this new moon, so that is another combination. And there is a quintile from Uranus to this Pisces new moon. So I'm including it even though it's a minor aspect, because the quintile is very magical and very creative. And it's this creative energy that we need at this time to really tap into the imagination of Pisces and the creativity of the Leo North Node and the Leo full moon at the beginning of the month in order to really co-create with the universe the kind of world we want to bring in and leave the old world behind. I will also include the Sun new moon with Pluto as the ruler of the South Node in Scorpio, and the trine that we have from the South Node to this new moon. The next combination is Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter for the trine and sextile. I'm also including Mercury, Mars, and Chiron for the trine and sextile. Next, there is a square from Mercury to Uranus, and then a conjunction of Venus with Neptune. Venus is important because it's the ruler of the Taurus North Node, and Neptune is the ruler of the Pisces new moon. I also include Venus and Pluto with Sedna. Venus creates a sextile that divides that trine between Pluto and Sedna. And by the same token, since Venus and Neptune can join, we have Pluto, Neptune, and Sedna as well. And last, even though it's a repeat from the Leo full moon, I include Saturn and Sedna for the square that we will be experiencing over the next year. But the affirmation is slightly different. Those are the aspects that I am including in these affirmations and frequencies. Please do stay tuned and let me know how they resonate with you. As always, I appreciate your support of my work, tuning in and commenting, and I ask you to please remember to like these videos and share them with your friends so that we can continue building a community where we are of like mind and like vibration, creating the new earth and the new world that we want to see. Until next time, this is Jennifer. I wish you well. Sun, new moon, and Neptune for the Pisces new moon. As I dream and imagine the new earth into being, I dissolve all karmic debris from my past. Sun, new moon, and Saturn for the conjunction. New and innovative systems now pierce through the veil of illusion and manifest in the lives of those who serve the greater good. Sun, new moon, and Sedna for the square. As I consciously hold the vision for a unified world, I find myself in the flow of ever-increasing abundance. Sun, new moon, and Uranus for the quintile. Diversity within unity is a universal truth revealed within nature's infinite variety, yet not one creature expects another to behave according to its own way of life. Sun, new moon, and Pluto for the trine to the south node. I recognize that I alone have the power to transform my life and transcend beyond duality, karma, and suffering. Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter for the trine and sextile. The manner in which I assert my independence and express myself is in service to higher consciousness. Mercury, Mars, and Chiron for the trine and sextile. The manner in which I assert my independence and express myself is in service to healing the collective. Mercury and Uranus for the square. Spontaneous downloads and sudden epiphanies awaken the universal truth that we are not just citizens of Earth, we are also citizens of the cosmos. Venus and Neptune for the conjunction. At the heart of every human soul is the desire to know love and experience divine presence. Venus, Pluto, and Sedna for the sextile and trine. The only power that can heal, transform, and transcend fear is love, and the only love that can be extended to another is that which the self has already received. Pluto, Neptune, and Sedna for the sextile and trine. Power can't be measured by how many people one influences. It can only be measured by how many people one serves. Saturn and Sedna for the square. The more people realize their own inner wisdom and integrity, the more the world will know greater peace and prosperity.